Brothers and sisters, I am exceedingly pleased that you have gathered in my name. You have given me hope that there is a remnant of humanity worth saving, though I am not entirely pleased with how you have treated our clergy. I have discovered that you have not been supporting them financially. These are the people working to save your soul. Would you have them go hungry, unclothed perhaps? Or have you decided to lay yet another burden upon me? Have I not done enough for you, that you would not support those I deem worthy? I do not want to raise this subject again. They are your clergy. They are providing for you. You must, in turn, provide for them. I am chastising those outside of our church. I have no desire to do that from within as well. Pay your tithings.
Just look at all these. There's clouds rotating, bubbling around back there. And look back here. There we are, folks.
Is that it, Matt?
Yeah, it looks like there might be very well a tornado on the ground there. That is south, looking towards Brookley Field, looking down towards DIP. If you're in those areas, you need to be in shelter. That is a tornado on the ground.
That's a tornado.
There's a tornado.
Significant one.
Yeah, that is Mobile, folks. This is tornado. You can see debris flying as well.
Power flashes
popping
off there, yeah.
There is a tornado on the ground, folks. If you're listening to us, you're in Mobile County, you need to be in shelter at this point. South of Brookley Field, DIP, you need to be in shelter. There is a tornado on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Transformers blowing up. There is debris flying. That is Mobile County.
Control room, stay with that on the Holiday Inn camera.
Yeah, if you could, keep swinging around on it. Michael, I'm going to leave you for just a second.
Okay.
I'm going to let you talk over this. I'm going to go get some information on it.
Thank you, Matt. Okay, now you're looking live off our Holiday Inn camera downtown Mobile. That is pointed towards the south. That is a tornado on the ground.
Do you have any idea exactly where that's
Mobile Metro. The power flashes are transformers. That tornado is on the ground. You can see the power flashes constantly happening as that thing's moving from west to east. It's on a northeastern track. Stay with that control room if you can. This is the real deal. This is a live shot off the Holiday Inn camera downtown Mobile. That is a tornado. This is a tornado emergency for the Mobile Metro. Large, very large.
That's Midtown area, so this is moving through town, folks. This is moving right through town. If you are watching us here in Mobile, you need to be taking shelter here at this point.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, this is right now, we're staying with this as long as we can. Thank goodness we still have some sort of daylight left that we're able to capture this on the camera so that you can see this. But we're still looking off towards the south. And I'm trying to place locations here as best I can here in the city. I believe.
Well, we don't need to be worrying about locations. If you're in Mobile right now, you need to be taking shelter. You look at that. There goes a huge transformer.
Wow.
This is right here in the city of Mobile, folks, going through the Midtown area. This is a tornado, a wedge tornado on the ground in the Midtown area. So please, please be taking shelter right now. This is in our viewing area. Meteorologist Michael White, meteorologist Chastity Bird. I am meteorologist Matt Barrington. We are all here. We are watching this for you. It is moving through Mobile. If you live in Mobile, you need to be taking shelter. We've been watching this one for a while. We saw it form around Theodore. It got hard to pick out for a little while.
Yeah.
It was going through a transformation.
I mean, you can even see the tight hook. You can actually see the hook on the velocity product on our radar.
Yeah,
that is textbook 101 on that.
Yeah, we're looking at a very dangerous situation, folks. The main thing you need to know, there has been a wedge tornado. It's on the ground in the city of Mobile. You need to be in shelter.
But what a night of storms. 34 tornadoes rocked that area on Christmas Day. The previous record had Christmas tornadoes had been 12 in 1969. So when we tell you this was an epic event, it truly was. Take a look at some of the damage. The ABC station in Birmingham sending us some pictures from the Mobile area. And then watch these tornadoes light up the Deep South all the way from Dallas, well to Montgomery. Jackson involved in this. Outside of New Orleans, tornado warnings flying all over the Deep South. Last night on Twitter, your pictures were just sending us all the damage. Matt Gutman was landing in Mobile just about the time that those storms got into that area. So, Matt, what's it like in Mobile this morning?
It's pretty dark here, Sam. It was a terrifying Christmas for a lot of folks here. The breadth of the damage here is staggering. Still, right now, there are nearly 300,000 people without power. That tornado came right through here. This is a main street in Midtown Mobile, snapping 100-year-old pines. It took out a school, a church right over there, knocked out power in a hospital a few blocks away. It goes on like this for block after block.
Overnight, dozens of Christmas tornadoes terrorizing the South. Eyewitnesses watching this monster trample through Mobile, Alabama.
Christmas Day tornado going through Mobile. Oh my God, look, that's a tornado. Oh wow. Oh, look at that tornado. Oh my God, that's cool.
First, the slew of at least 15 twisters pounding Texas, then touching down in Louisiana, blasting through homes in Mississippi.
We've got a lot of damage. You got people hurt.
And wreaking havoc here in Mobile, where a wide funnel cloud was filmed barreling across the city, lightning flashing inside like giant Christmas ornaments. Twisters spawned by a snowstorm marching all the way from California. The tornadoes triggering these explosions, the Midtown area of Mobile fully blacked out, lit only by the lights of police cruisers. Here in Mobile, thousands still blacked out without power, and across the region, over 250,000 people without power.
In this table you can see the best meeting the Torah of the word hurricane. You can see hurricane coming here from the bottom to the top. And you have also the name of the hurricane Sandy coming here. And the year 8 Tafshin Gimel 5773. Now all of them are very significant, and Sandy is the second minimal. And hurricane and Sandy is the best meeting in Deuteronomy, and Arsot Habrit in the United States you have every two letters, which is also minimal. And 8 Tafshin Gimel, this year 5773 is also minimal. So altogether very significant, and therefore the teachings of this table are important. And this is Mishpatim, judgment. And as our Rebbe tells us that before Mashiach, events like this will take place to bring us to fear of God. And which is written, B'chol Israel, Yishmeru all Israel should hear about it, take it into attention, and Veiru, and Irau, definitely will be afraid of God. And the most important thing is B'tshuva, it should come out into repentance. All these ideas, definitely seeing these great things, which no doubt shows there is a God. Then you see also another verse, V'ra'u kol ha'meretz kishem Hashem nikra alecha. The whole world will see that the name of God is upon you, as we realize that all these things are in order that Israel will do repentance.
It is official, 2012 was the hottest year in the United States since weather scientists started keeping records, and hotter not by a little but by a landslide. Tonight, ABC's Dan Harris tells us about this new report and the red flags of warning about extreme heat all across the globe.
Well, man, this is the last you'll see of your shed.
The pictures coming out of Australia tonight are apocalyptic. Flames devouring homes, huge black and brown blossoms of smoke, a lone kangaroo hopping through a charred moonscape, firefighters contending with the worst possible conditions.
These swirling, vicious winds, these soaring temperatures.
These incredible winds are making it that much tougher for firefighters on the front line.
It's so hot the government had to change its forecast maps, adding new shades of purple for temperatures possibly hitting 130 degrees.
The big insurance giant, the company called Munich Re, is reporting natural disasters cost a total of $160 billion around the world in all of 2012. Sandy, of course, was a big part of that cost here in the East, and it's still costing. In the Midwest, it was the drought. These new numbers coincide with a new official look at just how hot our past year was. And our report tonight on this from our Chief Environmental Affairs correspondent, Ann Thompson.
Raging infernos, surging seas, howling winds. 2012 was a year of extreme weather and one for the history books, hotter than any year on record.
Good evening. We begin tonight with this flu outbreak across 41 states in this country now. And at this time last week, it sadly had claimed 18 lives. Well, tonight, in just the space of a week's time, 18 deaths have now been reported just today in one state, in Massachusetts, where the city of Boston has now declared a public health emergency. Tonight, we want to begin with our chief medical editor, Dr. Nancy Snyderman. She's at Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston. Nancy, good evening.
Good evening, Brian. Influenza is slowly putting a stranglehold on communities around this country. And tonight, I have to tell you that I've now been in 2 large city emergency departments in 2 days, and I've never seen anything like this in the United States.
I'm declaring a public health emergency in the city of Boston.
Boston's mayor is warning the threat is very serious. It's now so bad that hospitals like the Mayo Clinic and others are restricting visitors or prohibiting them altogether, at least for the time being. And it's getting worse.
Meantime, it's going to cost the U.S. economy perhaps $10 billion as people call in sick.
The government reports as of a week ago, flu cases were widespread in 41 states. That's 10 more states than a week earlier.
There has been pretty much unparalleled. Some places are running out of inoculations. Others are dealing with the sick. In a moment, what the doctor says about what to do if this strikes. But we begin with a doctor who has visited 3 hospitals in the flu zone over just the last 3 days. We have 2 reports to start off with tonight, beginning with our chief medical editor, Dr. Nancy Snyderman. She's at the hospital at the University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia tonight. Nancy, good evening.
Good evening, Brian. State by state, the number of cases of influenza and influenza-related deaths continue to tick upward. In the state of Pennsylvania, more than 20 people have been killed by this virus. And in the meantime, doctors and hospitals across the country are just scrambling to keep up.
They say when this flu hits, you go down like a redwood tree. This hits you very quickly.
Been a problem for us has been the increase in volume, where we're seeing unprecedented levels of both hospital crowding and emergency department visits.
At day 7, you're likely no longer contagious, but symptoms can persist, especially fatigue and coughing. Both can last for weeks. Yes, weeks.
An outbreak of flu coast to coast in this country. And it's not just the flu, another virus is on the move.
The cases mounted, so much so the hospital sounded an all hands on deck code Amber Alert.
It's basically a disaster notification.
There's a double threat. Not only is flu rampant, so is a nasty stomach bug called the norovirus, now widespread throughout the country. It's also very contagious and another serious concern for hospitals. A perfect storm of sickness. A perfect storm of sickness. A perfect storm of sickness.
There's at least 3 strains of flu that are out there. So if in October, November you got one strain, you're susceptible to those other ones. So it's
2 nights. We begin again here with what's becoming epidemic levels of flu around this country. The numbers went up today, in some cases outpacing efforts to contain it. 47 of our 50 states now report widespread influenza activity. That's according to the CDC. That's 3 more states from just midweek this week.
He says widespread in 47 states, up since last week, and it's making headlines across the country. It's so bad the Archdiocese of Boston wants parishioners to bow instead of shaking hands, and they're suspending communion wine service.